Again, Eric Henry, I'm so glad to be here. As I said, I went to State back in 1976 to 1978, and then I went over to that other light blue school. We won't call names there, but and try to work it. And that's what we do. T-shirts are domestically made organic cotton, 95%. Got a shirt back there. Polyvinyl chloride. Know anything about chemistry or anything like that? One of the worst plastics that made. That's how your T-shirt's printed, with plastic. We flipped the model totally around. If you come to TS Designs, all of our T-shirts you'll see in our warehouse are white T-shirts. We actually print with a patented technology called Rehance, then dye the whole shirt. So our print's in the fabric. It won't crack, it won't peel, and addresses the concerns of the PVCs of the Plasol prints. Again, over 95%. I'd say we're probably pushing 99% by the end of this year of our shirts are made in the U.S. A lot of business leaders, they say, well, God, I'm in compliance, I follow the laws, I do what the regulations require. That's the lowest possible threshold. This is a perfect example. This is kind of where our story started from the environmental side. If you came to TS Designs over the 30-year history, or if you would come tomorrow, you would walk in and we'd ask you, would you like a cup of coffee or would you like a glass of water? Well, if you did that, let's say, we've been at least 20 years ago, that cup of coffee would be in a styrofoam cup, and I would lead you over to a box of the little individual sugars, little individual creams, and the plastic stirrers. We stopped that over 20 years ago. Well, I went to our employees and says, drink all the coffee you want, I just want you to bring in a ceramic mug. We eliminated the individual sugars, individual creams, and the plastic stirrers. Got a spoon there. You can still buy styrofoam cups today. But when you throw that styrofoam cup away, it's going to be a landfill past your kids' kids. It makes no sense. But this is a perfect model, too, because, again, we've done this over 20 years. I bet we could fill this room up with styrofoam cups, gas, because you got to have water to live by. So, again, one thing we want to do at TS Design, I'll take you a couple of snapshots here, is we want to demonstrate sustainable practices. And again, it makes no sense to me to take clean drinking water and go flush your toilet with it. So this is one of our bathrooms. We're taking gray water that's condensated from an ice machine and a air conditioner, and it's basically pumped in a drum. So when that TS Designs to power our truck and power the car I got here. Interesting building here. This is a new partnership. I wish I would have taken a more recent slide and painted it. It's a partnership we call P Fuels, and there you're using natural plants, trees, and the land the way it's supposed to be. It was real interesting when we first started going this direction, and all these trees here we planted. So there was that period of time where the weeds were taller than the trees. So we're in an industrial park. So the guys that do the the people that do the landscape business, the mowing business, would come by and said, "Our pay the mower." So they always stop by and what the deal is, and I always say to them, if it wasn't for gas, this is what grass would look like. So we just from a fair trade coffee roaster here in Raleigh, Larry's Beans, get leaves from the city, so that area Jack's putting the leaves on, we came back and some of you are probably from North Carolina, but you're in the state that I've lived in for 48 years now. So we have a connection. So a lot of the things we're doing towards sustainability can really help fight the challenges that we're facing in the world with petroleum and the financial meltdown and the agriculture with our community about the things that we believe are the direction to go. TEVA, which is the Triad Electrical Vehicle Association, a group of about 30, 40 people get together once a month. They've already built an electric truck. They're working on an electric car now. But this is what I'm really excited about, NC Cotton. I don't know if that's going to be the name of it or not. It might be called Carolina Cotton. It might be called Sustainable Cotton. We're not sure. The weak link in our chain today, the shirt I have on is organic cotton. The yarn comes from Turkey. Everything else is done in North Carolina. So what happens at this time of year, it's great because the shirts, the blanks are made down in other side of Raleigh in Wendell at Moretex. Brian will call me up. So we order the yarn from Turkey. It comes into Norfolk. They put it on a truck. They drive it down to Wendell. And while that's going on, he's seeing raw cotton loaded up on trucks going down to Wilmington to put on a ship to go to Honduras to make T-shirts. Boy, if that's not screwed up. We want to change that because we have one belief, and it's interesting talking to a group of international students. If you go outside of your market, this is a belief that we have, and you question if you go outside of the market, eventually in the global model, where's the next place? We went to Mexico, we went to Central America, we went to Asia, now I said we're going to go to Africa. I mean, after a while we're going to run places to go to. The model doesn't work, in my opinion. So again, what we want to do with our cotton, and hopefully it'll start happening in 2009, is we want to make a total transparent connection between the farmer in North Carolina to the finished product. And we're right now lining up the people. It will not be organic cotton, not to start off with, but we will identify a farmer that says, okay, we're going to buy your cotton. We're going to tell the world where we got that cotton. Don't be surprised if somebody drives up to your farm on Saturday afternoon and asks you about your cotton. We're going to connect the farmer directly to the end customer. So when you buy our T-shirt under this here, you can drive it all the way back to that farmer. You can find the ginner, the knitter, the cut, sew, print, dye. Everybody's going to be in the supply chain. And then what we want to do with that farmer is say, okay, this is your baseline. We're going to be working with the folks at the ag department here. We've already had the meeting with them. NC Cotton, Cotton Incorporated, Clemson University, establish a baseline. This is what the farmer is doing now in his agriculture process. That's the baseline. How can we improve on that? So every year he's producing that cotton in a more sustainable way. Because again, we believe long term for our survival as a business, we have to do this. Right now we're depending on a product that comes from halfway around the world that I don't know if I'll ever get there. And you always got a question when it's that far away. Yes, I get the certification, it's organic. Yes, they say they treat their employees right and stuff like that, or the farm. I'm here in the U.S., they're here in their Turkey, they got my check. The chance of me showing up there like zero. This model here, we believe, will be a better model because not only it will not address the organic aspects of it, but it does address the social aspect, addresses the transportation aspect, the climate change aspect. So we're very excited about that, and that's something that we'll be working with folks at NC State on. One thing we realized latter part of 2007, again, we're 95% domestically made organic cotton. So up to that point in 2007, prior to that, we'd say, hey, this is our product, it's great, it's cool, buy it. Nobody really questioned. A lot of people jumping into the market. I just got back from a meeting in Washington 2 weeks ago, and big brands are starting to see this green market as a niche they want to get into. So there's a lot of activity of people do it. The sad thing that I think eventually will happen with textiles and organic cotton, the shirt I have on today, the blank is $4. I can buy this same T-shirt, conventional cotton, made offshore, probably Honduras, $1.50. Once I take it through the whole process, the only difference is the label on the back of that shirt, and you trust it, I'm telling you right. So you can see there's a lot of money on that table there. So you start adding tens of thousands of shirts, $2, $3.50, $2.50 different per shirt. I mean, it's ready. Somebody someday is going to start adding it up and say, well, we'll just take this cotton here because you cannot prove the shirt I have on in a lab at this point is organic or not organic. You just prove it's cotton. So we've gone out and done 2 certifications. This is a German certification, Okotex, which what they do is they look at the product. They look at the product and final testing on that, and they look at our whole supply chain and validate that. We just recently had that certification. B Corporation is another third-party group where it comes and looks how you run your company. One thing we feel is important in this market is being very transparent. I mean, one of the questions they ask, what's the difference between your lowest paid person and your highest paid person? A lot of corporations wouldn't even tell you that. B Corporation, you have to give them that information. How much time you give your employees off to work